Hello, this is Ted Remington. I am Associate Professor of English and Director of Writing at the University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This video will show you how to use Microsoft's Find feature to improve your sentence beginnings. Specifically, what we'll learn to do is to use Find to locate sentences that begin with words starting with TH. These, there, the, that, these kinds of words. And the reason is that TH words tend to be words that we default to when we're beginning a sentence. It's very common to begin sentences with a word that begins with TH. Now, again, there's nothing dramatically wrong with words that begin with TH. They're very useful. But like anything, it's a habit that can be overdone. So if you find yourself defaulting unconsciously to always beginning or often beginning sentences with words that start with TH, it can lead to a lack of sentence variety. Even if your sentences are different in length and structure, having sentences that all begin with TH words can lead to a sort of dead style that's not very lively. And by avoiding using TH words at the beginning of sentences, it has a lot of sort of side benefits. If you avoid doing that, other good things happen. You will tend to use greater variety in sentence structure. You will probably also find yourself using different verbs and other kinds of things because you're using different kinds of sentences, so you're not falling into that cookie cutter pattern. So how do we go about doing this? Well, let us go up here to the handy dandy Find button up here, which is right next to the binoculars, and we'll click on the little down caret. And there's a number of ways you can do this. I like using the advanced Find feature. I just like the dialog box a little bit better there. I'm going to click that, and up here in the Find What, we will say TH. Right now, first thing that you might think is, okay, if I just tell it to find THs in my paper, isn't it going to find all THs, not just at the beginning of sentences? It would, except we're going to go down here and click this box, Match Case. Okay, that means that it is going to pay attention to whether these letters are capitalized or not. If I didn't have this clicked, it would find THs all over the place. Anytime I had TH upper or lowercase anywhere, it would find it. So, for example, if I had the word both in the paper, it would highlight the TH at the end of both, but I'm not I don't care about that kind of TH right now. I just care about finding sentences that begin with words that start with TH. The way to do that is to have it search out just THs where the T is capitalized. It will find some other things. If you have titles in your writing that begin with TH, or names that begin with TH, it will find those, but most of the things it will find will be sentences beginning with TH. So you type in TH there, you type match case, and make sure you have the T capitalized there, and then you say reading highlight all, and then it tells you how many it's found. You can close out then, and you can see that now all the capital THs in the paper have been highlighted. You can see immediately that there are some THs that are, not really relevant to us. I have some titles of newspapers which have the in them, and they're not in the beginning of a sentence. And even if they were, that's the name of the newspaper, so I can't do much about it. Not worried about that. Nor am I worried about times when I'm quoting something where the first word is TH. This is not the beginning of my sentence. It's the beginning of a sentence that I'm quoting. That's fine. Down here, though, we have an example of a TH word at the beginning of a sentence. Now, if I page down, I'm not seeing a lot of these, so it looks like I've done a reasonably good job of avoiding TH openers. As with any style issue, it's not a matter of right or wrong, and it's not like it's never okay to begin a sentence with TH. With these kinds of style issues, it's always a matter of, are you falling into a pattern of overuse without realizing it? So as I'm paging through here, I'm saying I'm pretty okay. So I'm not terribly concerned. Now, if I saw one paragraph with 2 or 3 or 4 sentences in a row beginning with th, that would concern me. I'm not seeing that at the moment. Again, we found that there is this sort of uh, cluster of them in here, but 2 of the 3, or I'm sorry, 3 of the 4 of them on this screen are ones that are not relevant because they're not at the beginning of a sentence. This one, I suppose I could rewrite it if I wanted to, but it's kind of on its lonesome there, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Here's another one. This one is a little bit more bothersome to me just because it's at the beginning not only of a sentence but a paragraph. Um, so let's see if we can rewrite this to avoid beginning uh, this sentence and paragraph with a th word. So here to figure out what's going on here, I have to say, look at this word, and it's this critical dissent. Okay, well, which critical dissent? Well, it's the dissent that I'm talking about up here. I've just quoted a movie review that was critical, and then I'm saying something about that dissent. This critical dissent by itself is not as notable. Okay. Well, again, this is not disastrous. I could certainly get away with not changing this, but if I wanted to, how could I do it? Well, I probably the easiest way to do it, and I'm just sort of thinking out loud here, is probably to get rid of this and just replace it with a non-th word, like maybe such. Okay? So yeah, that works pretty well. The underlying message is so suspect that it's hard to suspend disbelief. I promise I tried, period. Such critical dissent by itself is not as notable. So there, I mean, I'm not... The meaning of the sentence is exactly the same. I've just put in a word that doesn't begin with th, and that doesn't really change not only the meaning of the sentence, but even the structure of the sentence is exactly the same. But I've avoided one instance of beginning a sentence with th, which is generally a good thing. I don't want to do like verbal gymnastics to try to get around beginning a sentence with th. If it means radically rewriting the sentence so it doesn't make much. It's hard to follow for the reader if I try to get around the th word. That's defeating the purpose, right? The whole idea here is to make the writing clear and easy and involving. And if I have to twist a pretzel into knots to avoid beginning it with th, I don't want to do that. But if I find examples like that where it was really easy just to change it, then I'm probably well served to do that change. If I find a paragraph where I would have 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, then I might want to think about doing a little bit more macro rewriting. That is not just trying to replace a th word with something else like I did here, but maybe rethinking an approach to the paragraph so that I can make the same points, but do it in a significantly different way to help me get around that. So it's not always going to be as easy as just swapping out a th word for something else. You may find times when you do have a bunch of th sentences together and you want to rewrite them, but you can't just do a quick and easy change like that. You have to take another run at the idea and come up with really different structures. But again, if you have a cluster of them together, that extra effort is going to be worth it, because even if it's subconsciously, that variety will keep the reader involved in what you're saying much more so than if you say the same thing but use these repetitive sentence beginnings. So Microsoft Word can help you do that. Again, the key thing there is to make sure that you click that match case button, and that will find just the capital THs. All right, so that's the quick and easy way to find sentences beginning with TH and allowing you to find where they tend to cluster and when necessary to rewrite them to avoid that.